I'm grateful for all the sleep I get tonight. It's the perfect amount of sleep I need.
Can you imagine if there are people out there that actually think that, though?
There are people.
I know. Obviously, this guy, I'm like, what the hell is wrong with him? I just wake up like, oh, again, we're going to do this day.
Welcome back to the Maeband podcast.
That's Holly and I'm Bryan.
That's right. Today we are talking about The Miracle Morning. It's actually a book by Hal Elrod.
Yep. It's a really good book. Ooh. I actually listened to that one too.
Did you?
Yeah.
Are you sure you did?
I swear I did. I just didn't implement anything that he taught. That's all.
I would never have guessed that you listened to that.
Who likes to wake up at 5 in the morning?
It doesn't have to be 5 in the morning.
Doesn't sound very miraculous.
It could also be 4 in the morning.
Yeah. You know what I'm doing at 4 in the morning? Not being awake. That's all I know. Lately. Yeah. So yeah, it's a good book though.
So clearly Miracle Morning is about waking up early and all the reasons why you should do it.
Yep. So it's been a long time, probably 6 or 7 years since I listened to that book.
Me too. So when I read books, I actually like to take notes on them. And so I went through like all the books that I've really liked and what?
No, it's just funny. Like you take notes. It was like Holly wishes she could be in school for her whole life. She would love to be in school her whole life.
What is the point of reading a book, like a nonfiction book, if you're not going to take notes? Like if you're not going to implement it and like try and do it, is there any point? Like at least highlight it. See, otherwise you're just going to forget about it.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, exactly.
And then I don't feel bad about not waking up.
Yeah, so you forgot about it and then you didn't do it and you forgot about it.
I know.
And so
and I feel great.
What was the point of reading the book then?
Because you asked me to. Or made me. I don't know, one of the two.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, but go on.
So you just wasted all that time.
I did waste it, but I probably learned some things.
You didn't implement. Like there's a difference between intelligence and knowledge.
I also went to college and I haven't implemented a single thing I learned in college as well. And that was a waste. So
do you know that what the difference is between intelligence and knowledge?
I do. It's applied. Applied. See, now you got me stumped. Yes. Knowledge applied and information applied. I don't know. Something like that.
Yeah. So intelligence is better than knowledge.
Yeah.
Yeah. Intelligence is implying it.
What are you implying?
I'm implying that I have intelligence and you have knowledge.
I would agree with that.
That's what I'm implying.
I would agree with that.
So back to what we were talking about. Miracle Morning. We can create miracle mornings.
What would constitute a miracle morning? Like the title says miracle morning. So like to you, what's a miracle morning?
A miracle morning for me?
Yeah.
Well, a miracle morning for me is I wake up at early. So sadly, before I had my last 2 babies, I would wake up at 4 in the morning.
Yeah.
And I was like on fire. I was on fire. Like seriously, like everything was on fire. My business, my goals, my everything was like boom, like my vision board, everything was coming off. Like I was on fire.
Yeah.
And then I had a baby. I had a baby.
Ruined everything.
And then 7 months later, I got pregnant with another baby. And
that was part of her miracle morning, getting pregnant. That's how she was trying to get me up. She's like, come on, Bryan, wake up with me. It'll be fun. Now we got 2 kids. Awesome. Super fun. Holly. She's laughing because she knows it's true.
Okay. So no more miracle mornings for me.
We've learned no more miracle mornings.
That's probably why I haven't gotten back to my 4 in the morning.
Maybe that's what he meant. Like, because the saying is life is miraculous. That's the miracle morning is you're going to bring life into this world, because if you're both up at 4 in the morning, what else are you going to do? It's like, I'm bored. It's snuggle.
Oh, so. Okay. So miracle morning used to be at 4 before kids. Now after the last 2,
you still get pretty good.
I'm trying to wake up at 6 right now.
Yeah,
that's my goal, and I'm struggling. Like you say that I just do what I don't know. Lately, I'm not just doing what I want to do.
Well, you're okay.
It's a struggle.
I'm not being mean. But you're getting older. You need more sleep. It's okay. You need a little more rest than normal. That's okay.
Oh my gosh. You made me cry.
Yeah. I do that sometimes.
Okay. So now I'm trying to get up at 6. So first thing I get up, and I actually would, from one of my mentors at one time, I was told, never hit the snooze button. Why?
Is that a mentor? I swear
it was
I've heard
Kirk Duncan. I told you. I came home and told you. Never hit the snooze button. Why? Because the very first thing you're doing, like
training your brain,
is basically breaking your promise to yourself. Like you're like breaking, like you've made a commitment to wake up at a certain time, and then you hit the snooze button, and you're like not fulfilling, like you're starting your day not fulfilling a commitment.
So what if that's your plan though? Is like, I'm going to wake up and then hit the snooze like 10 times.
So
if I got to wake up at 5, I'm going to set my alarm for 4 and hit the snooze 6 times every 10 minutes.
So I think if it's your plan, it's okay if there's an intention to it. If there's an intention.
So you're not breaking your promise if it's
yeah, because he actually said that he would do that, and then he would like start like meditating on his day. So he would lay there and he would like close his eyes and he would start like, basically he would imagine his whole day, the way it was going to play out for that day. And like everything he was going to do, everything, like he would like go through the whole day. And then as he's meditating, like a lot of times when you meditate, you can fall asleep. Like that's perfectly normal to fall asleep in a meditation. And so he would start to fall asleep, and then his snooze button would go off and wake him up. And so then he would start again. And I think he'd do that like 3 times. And that was intentional before he actually needed to wake up. He would like do that over like 30 minutes. It was like an intentional, like create my day.
Yeah,
right?
Makes sense.
So
like I used to, when I was working out a long time ago, I used to listen to a guy called Eric Thomas. He's a motivational speaker. He's a little intense, but yeah, he's same thing. Like the snooze button is like your worst enemy. And he's like one of those guys that wakes up at 4 because he's like, I got crap to do. Mm-hmm. You know, I don't have time for sleep. He's trying to build his, empire, which he's done. He's amazing. I love listening to him, but yeah, he's same thing. Like your snooze button is basically a sign of weakness.
Yeah.
Too.
So.
Not just lying to yourself, but a sign of weakness.
So yeah, like
I'm weak.
First thing in the morning, you should be creating your day.
Yeah.
So what are the things you can do to create your day? Like you're basically setting the intention and the tone of your day. Like you are creating it. So that's your miracle morning. So my miracle morning, I wake up and I go like right to reading scriptures. I read the Bible or Book of Mormon. Like those are my scriptures. I read them, and then I meditate and I pray. So it's like a prayer meditation. Like I pray, talk about things like in my head, and then meditate. And I actually have a timer, like an app that I use for that, which is great because it has a little ding. And then it's interesting. That's another thing I learned, that if you have like a certain noise or a sound, or like you can use an app or a timer or like music, there's like certain types that if you have that and you meditate every single time you use it. Why do you keep smiling?
When you said you have talk about the ringtone, I remember the ringtone that you gave me for once, and it made me laugh. I don't know. Sorry.
What was the ringtone?
Is that Bryan? Yeah. Your wife is calling or something. I don't know. It was something weird.
Let's shift back to where we were.
Going back.
Where was I, Bryan?
You were talking about having an amazing husband that does everything he's supposed to.
Sound for meditation.
Okay.
So if you have like a certain sound that you use when you meditate, sometimes it can be hard to get into a meditation, but your brain will recognize that and you'll be able to go instantly into meditation. Because as you know, when you get into like, or as most people know, when you get into like a certain state during your meditation, you start receiving a lot of like thoughts and ideas and revelation and that. And so if you have a sound that you do every time, then that can help you get into it quicker. So that's what I have. I have an app with a little timer and a sound, and I use that as I like pray and meditate. And then after that, lately, like there's a couple different things, that you can do, but lately I've been doing like an abundance thing where I'm doubling the money every day. And
how's that going for you?
It's good. Like Bryan sent me a reel about it. And so I started with 100,000, then went to like 200,000.
You double it every day.
Yeah, you double it every day. And
buy?
what would you buy? What would you spend your money on if you had it? And you have to like go and like search exactly like to the dollar, like what you would spend it on, exactly what it is. You know, you can't just say, oh, I'd buy this and this and this. You have to actually like go find the house that you would buy or go find the boat you would buy or go.
So basically Holly spent like $3 million on sex toys.
Yeah.
So.
Oh my gosh.
What did you buy though? Like, what would you buy if you had, like, if you could double it every day? What, like, list off some of your purchases.
I found like this private island that you can go.
She told me about this.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Cool.
Like you can go and like, I think it's like for 16 people, but you basically rent out this private island for like 16 people. And I was like, oh, I'd buy a week there for like family and friend, you know, like maybe like this week with these friends, this week with this family. And I'd like go there. Like I thought that was awesome. That was like insane. It was like $100,000, but you have to spend it. Yeah. Every day. Because I had like $2 million to spend. I'm like, oh my gosh, what am I going to spend it on now? Like it's actually kind of hard.
Yeah. I started doing it too. That's really hard for me because mine, I would just buy Broncos and nothing but Broncos. I'm like, all right, put this money towards a Bronco and I have enough. I buy one and then I buy 3. Yeah. So that's basically what I would do.
It's pretty hard, but yeah, that was one. Another one was a Jerusalem trip.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Like it was like, yeah, I mapped that all out but a lot of trips.
Yeah. A lot of travel.
Thank
the Lord we don't have a lot of money.
Well, don't manifest that.
Oh yeah. See now we're screwed. Now we're gonna be poor.
Homes too. St. George home.
Oh yeah.
There you go.
There we go.
A Tesla.
I'll stay in St. George and you can go on trips.
Yeah. There are trips you would like.
Yeah, of course. Okay, so miracle morning.
Yeah, so then I do like lately I've been doing an abundance thing. Then I go work out, go to the gym at 45, yoga. Like I like switching it up. Sometimes run. Sometimes I go on a walk. Sometimes I do a meditation walk.
Yeah.
And sometimes when I walk, I like to listen to books and stuff. But what would you? I would say, what do you do? But
you sound nervous. Like when she was going to ask me, she's like, it was like second guessing herself. What would you? Okay, I shouldn't ask this.
Yeah, I shouldn't say.
What would you do?
I was going to say, what do you do? But I should say, what would you do?
Like for my miracle morning?
Yeah, for your miracle morning.
I do have a miracle morning.
Do you?
I do. But
are you doing that in the morning?
But it's for the negative.
In the negative?
Yeah, because I wake up like every morning because our 2 youngest come into bed and kick me all night long. And I literally fell out of the bed the other night because we had 3 kids climb into our bed and I was curled up on a ball in the end. I woke up slamming into the ground because I fell out of bed.
You did. I woke up hearing that. Did you just fall out of bed?
Sure did.
We need to put like a little, what are those like bunk bed railings?
Yeah, I need bunk bed railing for me. But I wake up almost daily at like 3:30 and then I'm up for a while, so I get on my phone and I scroll through Facebook and Instagram and get all worked up and pissed off at everything. And then I go back to bed at like 6.
So basically you're a drifter. You're not intentionally creating your day. You're drifting, like outwitting the devil.
Yes, I am outwitting the devil.
No, you're not outwitting the devil.
No,
you're not creating or having any purpose in your morning.
Yeah, I fall back asleep, wake up at 7. So I sleep for about an hour, wake up, and then I wait for you to get home so I can go to the gym. Boom. And then I drift the rest of the day.
Okay. Well, here's something. And I was going to say this earlier, but then we got sidetracked that it's not in the book that I actually found in some research done. And it talks about how the morning types or the larks are the ones that wake up early. Okay. They plan activities in the day and they tend to retire like earlier. Right. Yeah. And then the owls are the evening types. And they wake up later and are usually active until late at night. Okay. So 2 different types. There's been research on young adults suggests that larks and owls differ in terms of well-being and susceptibility to psychiatric illness.
I would believe that.
Psychiatric illness.
I would believe that.
Okay. For example, morningness is associated with a more stable personality and a greater subjective well-being. In contrast, eveningness is associated with increased susceptibility to depression.
But fun.
Well, not if you're depressed.
Yeah.
So it's like interesting. They literally study people who wake up early and who go to bed late at night. And the ones that go to bed late at night and wake up late in the morning are the ones that are usually more depressed. And the ones that wake up early in the morning are the ones that usually have like well-being. So not only depression are they more susceptible to, but they're also more susceptible to increased alcohol and stimulant use. That's interesting.
That's the look I get on a daily, guys. That's the look I get.
I just think that's interesting.
Bryan, listen to me.
Evening types are more likely to report being in fair or poor general health.
I believe it. I believe it.
You believe it?
I believe it. Like, which out of us two is probably more likely to seek psychiatric help? Definitely me. Definitely me. So yeah,
and morningness among younger adults is associated with a higher positive effect across the day.
That might be saying something more about the type of person they are, though. Like people who want to wake up are like the more motivated,
but that's what's interesting.
Ambitious people.
Is it? Is it? Or can you train yourself to be that way? Can you wake up early in the morning and train yourself to be more ambitious? That's what I think.
Yeah,
because I was not naturally a morning person at all. And then I read Miracle Morning and I learned about all these goals. Like I didn't have goals. I actually hated setting goals because I didn't want to fail.
Yeah.
That's completely the type of person I was. Like I didn't wake up in the morning. I like sleeping in. I like staying up late. Like I did all those things. And then I changed and I started waking up early. I started setting goals. I started like doing all these routines and things that I learned about. And I started like hitting them. I started going after them and like pulling them down off my vision board and stuff. So yeah, it's associated with excitement, cheerfulness, alertness compared with individuals with later time of day.
Yeah, that makes sense. I'll buy it.
So so if you want to be a happier person, wake up early.
It might take some time, people. It might take some time.
It does take some time, but I'm just saying.
Because I don't think anybody's happy when they first wake up. I'm sure there are people now, but like if I started waking up super early, I would not be a happy person for a while.
Maybe you would.
Maybe. Probably not.
Maybe you would. So some things.
It depends. Is it the miracle morning of 4 years ago, or is it the miracle morning of with two kids in the bed?
Morning of 4 years ago. Well, if you remember, like your back was healed in the morning, so it was a miracle morning.
That was.
Like I've also read that's like God's time is early in the morning as well.
Yeah.
And that's when like the veil is thinner. That's when you can receive more revelation, receive more, I don't know, inspiration. Yeah. So, and a couple things from the book that I really liked that stood out is when we fail to make time for personal development, we are forced to make time for pain and struggle.
I would agree with that. What's the saying that we've said that before, like pick your hard. Mm-hmm. That's basically the same thing, right?
Yeah. So your personal development can either be, or your hard can either be personal development, which is hard, or your hard can be all the other crap.
Health problems. Yeah. All sorts of stuff.
Yeah. Because obviously like eating right is personal development, exercise is personal development. And then if you don't do that, you got health problems and all that. So choose your hard.
Yeah. I've always liked that since I heard it. I like the saying, choose your hard.
Yeah. So choose your hard. Wake up early in the morning. Choose that hard.
I don't know. Yeah.
Choose your hard. Or have a hard day, a depressing, crappy, substance addicted day, like, mental illness, or wake up early, right?
Yeah, but if you have like, I like it. I like it.
Our levels, another thing he said is our levels of success will rarely exceed our levels of personal development.
Will rarely what? Rarely what?
Our levels of success will rarely exceed our levels of personal development.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So.
That makes sense.
Like your success is like directly correlated to your personal development. And the moment you accept total responsibility for everything in your life is the moment you claim the power to change anything in your life.
That was a little harder for me.
Yeah. The moment you accept total responsibility for everything in your life, everything is the moment you claim the power to change anything in your life.
Okay. And we talked about that.
Why is that hard
like
for you?
What you accept your responsibility?
Yeah.
Because I'm very old fashioned where I just feel like I put a lot of weight on my own shoulders. And I feel like that's putting the weight of other people's actions on your own shoulders, if that makes sense.
Huh?
Like if you're accepting responsibility for everything.
Yeah, everything in your life, accept responsibility for it.
So if like I'm driving down street and some guy cuts me off, I'm like, I'm expecting responsibility. That guy,
accept responsibility for you choosing to be in that car, driving down that road.
So I'll accept responsibility for running him off the road and then be like, oh, I shouldn't have done that. I accept responsibility for running him off the road.
Like, accept responsibility. Yeah, I mean, even in marriage, like, it's like, stop blaming and just accept responsibility. Like, I chose this. I chose to be married. I'm choosing to stay. I'm choosing. Like, we could sit there and blame, or we can just accept responsibility. Yeah. For that argument or that situation that.
Have we done that? Accept responsibility for.
I've worked really hard on it.
We try.
Yeah, we try.
Yeah.
Why?
I was just wondering. I'm just
curious. You're looking at me like I haven't.
Well, no, I'm just saying, have we accepted responsibility? That's just trying to gauge where we're at.
That's probably the biggest thing that our life coaches tried to teach us. Yeah. Is accept responsibility for our lives.
Yeah. It's not about.
It's you can't control anybody else. You can't blame anybody else. You can't.
It's not about them.
Your life and how you are feeling and your happiness is about you.
Yeah. It's not about that. So we always say it's not about them. Yeah. Like any upset feelings you have or anything you got towards anybody. It's just like, it's really not about them. It's about crap you got going on in your own life.
That's right.
And how miserable you are. So
that's right. Because I mean, it's interesting too. Cause like, I mean, certain days, right? One person could do the same exact thing on another day. But if that day you're feeling crappy and mad, it's going to affect you. Right. Yeah. But on another day, if you're like happy and good, like they could do that same exact thing and it won't affect you.
Yeah. You just let it go.
Right.
I feel like that's why Holly wanted to do podcasts. So she could teach me all these things again. She's like, hey, Bryan, let's do podcasts. I'm like, oh, that sounds fun. What are we going to talk about? You'll see. Don't worry.
Actually, it was you that really wanted to do podcasts. First
just because I like talking to you.
Second of all, I did find the benefit.
Yeah, she definitely found the benefit. She's like, I don't care if anybody watches this or listens. I'm just going to teach Bryan everything he needs to know.
And it's great because you don't get like upset. Like, stop teaching me.
Yeah, I can't because I'm like stuck here in this chair. I can't.
You're like, oh yeah, you're so much more receptive than I have ever seen.
No, I am receptive. I just don't listen. Like if we're in our bedroom and we're talking, and I got the TV on. She tells me these things, but I'm just like, that's great, Holly. So I'm good.
Yeah, I mean, these podcasts are really helping our marriage.
Yeah. It's basically why we do them.
Basically, what I wrote down is like an affirmation, like to help you in your miracle morning. So this is the affirmation he gave. It's, this sleep is exactly what I need to feel rested and energized in the morning. I choose to wake up tomorrow feeling energized and excited to take on my day. I'm grateful for all the sleep I get tonight. It's the perfect amount of sleep I need. So he says to like say that at night.
Can you imagine if there are people out there that actually think that though? Like that are that happy and be like, oh gosh, that was great. I had the most perfect amount of sleep I've ever needed. I feel amazing.
There are people.
I know. Obviously this guy, I'm like, what the hell is wrong with him? Just kidding. I mean, that's great. I wish I could get there. I'm envious, but because I don't wake up that way. I just wake up like, oh, again, we're going to do this day. Like you've seen that meme, Kermit Frog staring out the window and he's like all depressed because he woke up. Oh my God, that's me right there.
Groundhog Day.
Yeah. That's another one. I'm just talking about waking up, period. But yeah, Groundhog Day. It's just, that's the same thing every day.
So maybe it's time now.
But I love it.
Set an intention.
I do. I actually do. I have a really good life.
You're starting to more because of your gratitude journal that you've started.
Yeah, but I'm happy.
Maybe that gratitude journal needs to be like in the morning.
Yeah, maybe.
Right when you wake up.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Maybe I should do that.
All right. So if you have any questions or comments or thoughts or ideas.
How do you do a miracle morning?
How would you? How do you do a miracle morning or how would you? And what time is a good time for you to wake up?
8:30.
Let us know. Drop it in the comments below. Yep. And thank you so much for watching Maeband.
See ya.